CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us on this Thursday. East Algoma OPP are speaking out about the collision near Bruce Mines yesterday, releasing this dash cam footage of the incident. The video shows the pickup truck was passing when it made contact with the tractor trailer and spun out. Police say the truck landed upside down in the northbound ditch, leaving a 67-year-old driver injured and charged in the crash. Police are reminding everyone that road conditions aren't the only factor when passing. Patience, proper judgment, and safe passing practices are also key. Now to the weather and a mixed bag of conditions for our broadcast region. To tell us more, we go to CTV's Rick Wyman in the Weather Center. Rick.
I like that, a mixed bag of conditions, Tony. We've got round 2 of some snow coming into the Northeast for tomorrow. Our systems map, courtesy of CAA. Get your membership today at caa.ca. Some areas like Sudbury will see about 5 centimeters, in the Sault 2 to 4. And as well in North Bay, about 5 centimeters. Wawa will see some snow in the forecast for this evening. So kind of lingering around, on again, off again. We'll take a look at the 5-day numbers in just a couple of minutes, Tony. But again, a variety of conditions, as you like to say, a mixed bag coming up over the course of the next couple of days. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Rick. The Near North District School Board is hosting a public town hall meeting about the Parry Sound School construction. Minister of Education Paul Calandra, MPP Graydon Smith, and Director of Education Jay McJanet are expected to be at the meeting tonight. While the focus will be on the building project, the supervision of the Near North District School Board and broader student achievement improvements will be on the table. The meeting begins at 7 p.m. at the Parry Sound High School gym. CTV's Eric Tashner will have more on this story at 11:30 tonight. Today in Sudbury, there was a $1.5 million FedNor funding announcement. The federal government is investing in a mining testing facility and an emerging AI company. CTV's Alana Everson reports.
LoopX is a startup company that is based in Sudbury. It moved from Waterloo 2 years ago to bring smart and AI technologies to the mining sector. The company received $480,000 in FedNor funding to advance its AI-powered analytics system.
We have a focus on safety primarily, and also other applications in productivity. We have a collision avoidance system, which is helping people see through dust and darkness underground, and we also have some systems to track the productivity of trucks and loaders in underground mines.
Sudbury is creating an innovation hub, and what we're seeing now is that we have enterprises that are moving and coming to Sudbury.
The MP for Sudbury also announced just over $1 million in funding to complete Phase 3 of the NORCAT Underground Center expansion in Onaping.
When they're developing this technology, it's one thing to develop it in a lab or an office building. It's another thing to be able to develop that technology in a real referenceable underground environment where they can install that technology and demonstrate it and test it, where there's blasting, there's mining activity, there's heavy equipment going past.
We use that NORCAT testing facility almost every week, and it provides an excellent space for us to test out new technologies before actually deploying them on mine sites.
Officials with NORCAT say it's proud to be a locally driven organization that promotes, educates, and supports entrepreneurs, innovators, and workers. Alana Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
This is the 4th annual Pension Awareness Day put on by the Financial Services Regulatory Authority of Ontario, or FSRA. The organization is using the day to urge workers and employers to look closer at workplace pensions. Details from CTV's Lindsay Ellick.
FSRA data shows that while workplace pension membership has increased in Ontario, officials say many could still benefit from additional planning steps.
We've seen an increase of about 200,000 people more participating in these workplace pension plans this year. A lot of people who are participating in workplace pension plans, they do receive an annual pension statement. And one of the research findings we had is that half the people don't even read their pension statement or may not understand them.
Other findings include 8 in 10 respondents have not fully developed a retirement plan. 66% have not calculated how much money they'll need in retirement. And 1 in 2 can't recall the last time they spoke to someone about saving for retirement.
If you haven't calculated your pension or you haven't developed a plan, it's never too late. Most people don't do it till they're closer to retirement, and the earlier you do it, the better.
Jason Bissonnette has been a financial advisor for 8 years in Sudbury and says he spoke to an advisor at just 17 years old.
It's the best thing that ever happened to me. And just this morning, I had a meeting with a client, and she is 21 years old and wants to start planning for her retirement and her future, graduating from college in a couple months. And she just wants to plan for sort of the rest of her life. And it's not just retirement planning, also the financial planning goal to, plan to buy a house, plan to retire, plan to potentially maybe buy a cottage in the future. It's one of these subjects that a lot of people kind of sort of take for granted, right? It's live for today. Worry about tomorrow.
This year's Pension Awareness Day campaign highlights the 3 keys to retirement security. Understand your plan, stay informed and engaged, and plan ahead. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
It's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5, Rick has your full weather forecast. Right now, though, we're heading to Parry Sound and the town dock. This live webcam is courtesy of Northern Creations. It's 4 degrees. We're back in just a few minutes.
Tomorrow.
They made it sound like a mournful event.
Born with a condition but refusing to be defined by it. How Kyle Landy is defying the odds and lifting others along the way.
This man has single-handedly helped save my life.
Tomorrow on CTV National News and watch on Crave.
A nice day wherever you may have been, outdoors today. Loads of sunshine in some sectors, particularly Greater Sudbury. The sun was shining off that snow, causing a nice glare while driving. But again, that's also a welcome sign of relief that spring is slowly approaching. Let's check out our forecast radar right now. We've got some snow moving in, a new system just in time for Friday, a few centimeters for tomorrow, Greater Sudbury. And in Sault Ste. Marie and in North Bay, and some of the other areas will be overcast, so we'll get to those numbers momentarily. But again, it's been on again, off again as far as flurries and snow conditions so far this week. Sudbury Nickel Belt tomorrow, about 5 centimeters -1, your high. Chance of flurries on Saturday and Sunday. Then we have the cloud cover, then the chance of flurries again, -3, -9 on the cool down of -12 degrees by next Tuesday. Meanwhile, we'll take a look now at Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma. Snow tomorrow, 2 to 4 centimeters. Chance of flurries on Saturday and Sunday at 30%. -2 your daytime highs. -9 on the cool down Monday. Some sun and cloud. And the chance of flurries on Tuesday at -8. How about Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing? A bit of a variation for what we looked at earlier this week. We've got clearing tomorrow, -2, -5 Saturday with sunshine. Sunday, chance of flurries, -5. Then -16 Monday as it gets colder. Cloud cover there, and the chance of flurries on Tuesday at -13. Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, overcast tomorrow at +1. -4 Saturday, chance of flurries. Again, 30% chance of flurries on Sunday, -4. Cooling down to -12 Monday with cloud cover, chance of flurries, -13 your high on Tuesday of next week. So again, some milder temperatures, then some colder temperatures. North Bay, West Nipissing. Snow tomorrow, 5 centimeters, -1. -3 on Saturday, chance of flurries. Again, chance of flurries at 30% Sunday, -3. Getting colder Monday, -7. Some overcast conditions. And Tuesday, chance of flurries, -11 for your daytime high. So mixed bag of conditions, as Tony said earlier. But again, it will be colder by the start of next week. Tony?
All right, thanks, Rick. Last night, French River's mayor informed residents it's not just big cities that have been feeling the tariff pinch in the U.S. trade war. She says small communities are feeling it too. In her yearly State of the Town address, Giselle Pajot told the crowd that it's had an impact on the community south of Sudbury.
So for instance, our 2 lumber mills have been severely affected with the tariffs, and our huge project with Anmar has been put on hold because naturally they use a lot of steel, and the steel tariffs are a problem right now. So until the government gets its act together, and I'm talking about the American government, we'll feel the effects for a long time.
Pajot also called the province's super mayor powers ill-conceived. Nearly 3,000 residents call the municipality home, but that population more than doubles in the warmer months. Timmins City Council has greenlit new incentives to stimulate housing development. The city's Director of Growth and Infrastructure says the 3 financial programs will support a range of housing projects. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
Timmins City Council has taken another step towards addressing its housing shortage. Council recently approved an incentive plan aimed at encouraging new home construction in the city. The plan includes 3 financial incentive programs. One offers up to $7,500 per unit for 2 to 4 unit dwellings. Another provides a rebate on property taxes, and the third reimburses Planning Act application fees.
The per door grant is more fixated for the smaller developments for basically 4, 5 units or less, and then the tax increment is for the larger developments, which is 5 units plus.
Tam says the incentives are a starting point to help increase the city's overall housing supply.
We can evaluate after this is fully implemented, and then we can see if we can do more. Again, we had to start somewhere.
These programs come in addition to the Melrose Heights subdivision development, a municipally owned project that will transform the land into approximately 241 residential lots. Tam says work will begin in March in this vicinity with some tree clearing.
And then we will be going back out for tender to actually start doing a lot of the civil infrastructure work, so that will be later on in a couple months.
Tam says the city is putting both infrastructure and incentives in place to encourage developers to build. In 2025, there were 33 new housing starts. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
Lace up for a good cause. A tradition returns to Espanola to help fight rare diseases. The 4th annual skateathon for rare diseases takes over the rec center this Saturday. The event was founded by Kelsey and Alex McKechnie in honor of their 4-year-old daughter, Iris May. Iris was diagnosed with infantile Pompe disease at just 3 months old. The condition affects the muscles and heart, requiring weekly transfusions. But McKechnie says Iris is defying the odds. She is thriving, and this weekend she'll be out on the ice with everyone else.
It's really become a community event that people look forward to every year because it just brings people together. And that means so much to us. That yes, we are raising funds, and yes, we are raising awareness, but the fact that we can bring people together to celebrate their bodies, their families, and just have a good time is really our optimal goal.
The skateathon runs from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Admission is free, but donations are encouraged. The community has raised $180,000 for research over the last 4 years. Hitting the trails coming up on CTV News at 5. Some students in Greater Sudbury were learning about snowmobile safety today. Greater Sudbury Police visited an area secondary school as part of the annual sled days. CTV's Madison Merrier has that story.
Over 30 snowmobiles were parked in front of the school with students in grades 7 to 11 eager to get on the trails.
Safety for our students comes first for us as educators. Just knowing the rules, sometimes they're not trying to break the rules, they just are not aware of some of the rules.
Yesterday, students were in class learning snowmobile safety, and this morning they put their new knowledge to work.
You want to start young, and if you look behind us here, there's all sorts of generations of snowmobiles out here, so they're passionate about the sport, and they want to get out there, and it's important to foster that safe aspect of it when they're young, and that spreads.
I learned some of the hand signals I forgot, so it was good to know them again yesterday.
And yeah, I learned that if you fall into the water, it's good to wet your gloves and then stick them to the ice and then freeze them there so that you stay up above the water.
Sauvé said this program helps to foster students' relationships to reduce fear of police on the trails.
I feel like it's very important to ensure that our students and that we're proactive in providing safe trail education to them, and using these community partners to provide such an opportunity is a fantastic way to spend a day.
We want to foster that community relationship with the kids. So if they see us on the trails, they want to stop and they want to talk to us and tell us what's going on.
Confederation Secondary School was a part of the in-classroom learning, and they'll have their time on the trails in March. Madison Marier, CTV News, Lively.
Premier Doug Ford directed the Minister of Education to ensure all Ontario students can watch Canada's hockey teams compete in the Olympics. In Sudbury, McLeod Public School hosted a watch party to cheer on the Canadian women who played the United States today around 1 p.m. The game was on in the main foyer, and students from all grades sat together cheering on Team Canada, even disagreeing with the refs. They were all hoping this game would have a golden ending.
People are saying they lost the last game. I say, even though they lose one game, doesn't mean they're going to lose another.
It's really exciting to see just women be so good at what they do and just to be so passionate and so persevering about something that they love.
Marie Phillip Poulin, she's a really good inspiration. She broke the world time record for most goals scored by a woman. I was like, oh my God, I want to be her. She's so I don't know, she's an idol for me.
How do you think Canada's going to play?
Good, as long as they're good teammates.
Do you think they're good teammates?
Yes.
And McLeod took the order seriously, as the school was once attended by former Olympic gold medalist Rebecca Johnson. Team Canada wasn't able to find the win today, but the players are coming home with silver medals. 2 northern clubs are in action this evening in the OHL. The North Bay Battalion are on the road. They'll face off against the Peterborough Petes, while the Sudbury Wolves travel to Saginaw to take on the Spirit. Both games are 7:05 starts. And in the NOJHL tonight, the Timmins Rock roll into Sudbury to take on the Cubs. Game time is 7:10 at Countryside Arena. And this evening is CTV News Night at the Sudbury 5 game as the team raises funds for the Chicago-McQuay Health Center. The 5 will be sporting special jerseys designed by an Indigenous artist, which will be auctioned off to support the health center. Fans can bid on the game-worn jerseys until Thursday, February 26th. So, would you get into a driverless car? When we return, our Tech Talk guest talks about his experience. You're watching First at 5. Artificial intelligence, doorbell camera video, and driverless cars. Plenty of news this week in Tech Talk. To break it all down for us, Ritesh Kotak, cybersecurity and tech analyst, now joins us. Hi there, Ritesh.
Hello.
The Global AI Summit is underway in India. What can you tell us?
So this is a significant summit. In fact, last year it was held in France, and Vice President J.D. Vance was there and made this speech around we want less regulation and we need to, the race for AI is on. And now the host country is India, and Prime Minister Modi just gave a phenomenal speech around the ambitious plan that India has and the roadmap. And what it makes me think is around just how much increased competition there's going to be in this space. And I think 2026 is going to be the year to watch out. In fact, there is Canadian representation there as well. I know Vic Fedeli, who's a minister in Ontario for economic development, trade and job creation, gave a talk as well, talking about the role of AI and creating inclusive technology. So this is very clear. First of all, the 2 big frontrunners are still the United States and China. China on the advanced manufacturing side and U.S. on the infrastructure and technology side. But that gap is closing, and it looks like 2026, we're going to see some new entrants globally.
All right, the search for Nancy Guthrie continues. She's the mother of NBC Today host Savannah Guthrie. The FBI has recovered doorbell footage, but Nancy Guthrie didn't have a subscription. How were law enforcement able to get this?
Yeah, and this is a question I've been receiving from numerous individuals. So when you actually don't have a subscription with a lot of these plans, there is a free version that may allow for certain hours of viewing. Now, what also happens is, let's just say those hours have elapsed. There are ways to forensically recover it through judicial authorization. So you need essentially a warrant or subpoena in the United States. There's also the possibility that that information could also be preserved if it's caught within a certain amount of time. So a lot of people are like, well, wait a second, no subscription, how is there video? That's how there's video. There could be a free plan or forensically recovered.
Okay, let's shift gears. You had an interesting experience in Phoenix, Arizona. You took a driverless car for a spin. How was it, and are we ready?
Yeah, it was, look, first of all, I landed in Phoenix and there were so many of these driverless vehicles there. That in itself, I did not expect. And then when I ordered the car, right, it came to my location, but not exactly to my location. So I had to walk there. And I was like, okay, they're off to a great start. But then I got into the car and I got to be honest, like, it was safe. It drove, it followed the rules. But there were times, and I was with two other colleagues, there were times where it felt like there wasn't even a driver in the car. Makes me think that this type of technology is going to continue to expand. And there's a possibility we might see it on the roads in Canada. There is the big challenge around our weather. We have ice, we got snow, we got very interesting weather and how it's going to navigate around there. But quite frankly, I was on it. I was a little bit skeptical at first, but by the end of it, I was like, there's a very real possibility that we're going to see this sooner than later in the mainstream.
Ritesh, thanks so much for your time. Always appreciate our conversations.
Thank you so much for having me.
Ritesh Kotak joined us from Toronto, and to see more of our Tech Talk segments, head to our website, CTV News Northern Ontario.ca. Our first community close-up comes to us from Sault Ste. Marie. Last weekend, Algoma University hosted the 20th annual gathering at the Rapids Powwow. The two-day milestone celebration at GFL Memorial Gardens brought together more than 6,000 attendees across Turtle Island. To the greater Sudbury community of Val-Caron, students at École Jean-Paul II are getting ready for the cardboard box race tomorrow. 30 kids in teams of 3 from kindergarten to grade 8 will take part in the event as part of the school's winter carnival. And we're now heading to Blind River, halfway between Sault Ste. Marie and Sudbury. Larry Kirtley sent us these pictures of a great gray owl and a mature bald eagle. Thanks so much, Larry, for thinking of us. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, don't forget you can always email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.